We're quickly going to hear from the founder of the Samir Foundation. Dr. Izzeddin is a medical doctor from Gaza and the founder of the Samir Foundation, and he supports medical education and healthcare access, specifically in crisis settings. He's been actively involved in supporting the overwhelmed hospitals in Gaza and empowering those medical students through training and relief initiatives. He'll be highlighting his work as part of the Samir Foundation now, and we're going to hear from him.
Yes, assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate for إحيا Foundation for your efforts, mashallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد الصادق الأمين أما بعد. First of all, to shed light actually on the truth of what is happening here is the first step toward the future. So first of all, thank you again for being here to listen. My name is Izzeddin Samir Lulu. I'm a medical doctor from Gaza, and I am currently based here in the north of Gaza. I'm the founder and CEO of Samir Foundation. The ceasefire actually is only a temporary relief, but the devastation is overwhelming. People are returning to their homes only to find that those homes no longer exist. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to rubble. Personally, my own family is still under the rubble till now, and I am still waiting for equipment to enter and just to be able to bury them in a place that honors them. This is the reality we are living in today. I live every day with a mix of two things: grief and determination. Grief for the lives we lost, for the suffering my community continues to go, and determination to rebuild, to restore hope, no matter how difficult or how long. Okay, before the war, before of all of this, my life was very different. I was a medical student, but I was also an artist. I had been working in illustration and character design and even collaboration with international platforms. People in my community used to call me the smile maker. I would draw people, surprise them with their portraits, and create moments of happiness. And back then, finding a reason to smile was very easy. I was also honored to be selected as the EU Goodwill Ambassador for Palestine. I believed in impact, in voice, in making a difference, but most importantly, I was a dreamer. I believed in a future where I would become a doctor, serve my people, and build something meaningful. October 7th was my birthday. I spent it with my family, laughing, celebrating. It was a normal day. That night, the bombing started, and without realizing it, that was the last day I ever saw my family together. I thought that was the hardest part. I thought losing my house was the hardest thing because, as you know, a house is not just walls, it's a memories, safety, details of life. I lost my home, my art, my past, and I thought this is the worst it gets, but I was absolutely wrong. I chose to volunteer at the Shifa Hospital as my father raised me to give back, to heal for my people. And I volunteered at Shifa Hospital in 2023, in October, because the scale of catastrophe was beyond what the hospital staff could handle, even though I had not officially graduated yet. I found myself in a situation no textbook could prepare me for. Inside the hospital, there were long hours, little sleep, and constant pressure. But the hospital was surrounded, no electricity, no communication. Snipers were targeting people inside the hospital corridors. And if you can see the first picture, the tanks, that this picture I took it while I was besieged at the Shifa hospital from the window of one of the department of the hospital while the tanks was surrounded at Shifa hospital. And snipers at that time were targeting the people inside the hospital, and we couldn't even reach them to save them. I watched people bleed until they died, oxygen run out, and patients in ICU dead in front of us. And for the first time in my life, I buried people inside the hospital. 9 p.m. on November 13th. I was still inside the Chief Hospital, cut off from the outside world. At 9 p.m., I received a call. Riz, we are sorry for your loss. I didn't understand. Then they said your family has been killed. In that moment, everything collapsed. They told me my father, my brother, my grandmother, my uncles, my cousins, my nephews, even my pregnant sister-in-law, 20 members of my family were killed in one airstrike. And to this day, they are still under the rubble. Not only did I lose them, I lost the chance to say goodbye. I lost the chance to bury them. I had already seen horror, but nothing prepared me for that call. I saw patients die because oxygen ran out. I saw people shot inside hospital corridors. I saw things no human being should ever see. But nothing broke me like that call, like that moment. Because in that moment, I was not doctor anymore. I was a son, a brother, a human being who had just lost his entire world. I remember the Red Crescent telling me that they heard screams from where my family was targeted, but their equipment had been destroyed. And I keep asking myself if they had the equipment, maybe, just maybe, some of them would still be alive today, would have survived. And this picture, I took it 1 week ago from my grandmother home because my father, my brother, my big sister-in-law, they are still under uh, those walls. But as you see, we needed heavy equipment to enter Gaza. Then we can get them out and bury them. And when I reached the bottom, it was quiet, it was empty, and I had to ask myself, what do you do when you have nothing left? Then I remembered my father. He raised me to serve, to give back, to heal. I lost his voice, but I still has his values. And in that moment, I made a decision. I decided that this would not be the end of my story, inshallah. That this loss would not define me, but would build me. That I would take this plan and take this suffering and take this pain and turn it into responsibility. That's when I founded the Samir Foundation. I named it after my father, not as a memory of death, but as a commitment to life, a commitment to continue what he taught me. I created this foundation to support medical students who continued studying under bombardment, to support healthcare workers who refused to have their patients and to support a healthcare system. That's fighting just to survive. Alhamdulillah, we provide financial support to students who cannot afford education anymore. We build learning spaces in places where everything has been destroyed. We train, mentor, and connect students globally because education is the only way to rebuild a healthcare system. And maybe uh, most of all, you see the last graduation ceremony. It was the biggest medical graduation ceremony uh, implemented in Gaza Strip. It was in the corridors of Al Shifa Medical Complex, and we graduated 230 medical students from across of all the universities in Gaza. It was hosted by Samir Foundation and organized by Samir Foundation, alhamdulillah. Today, we have supported over 700 medical students, provided aid to more than 1,600 individuals, and build spaces where students can study again. But these are not just numbers, these are lives that refuse to stop. And these are also other impacts. Today, we have built a global network of more than 350 ambassadors across 47 countries, doctors, students, researchers, all working together for one mission. So I went from a smile maker to someone trying to rebuild a healthcare system, from drawing faces to trying to protect lives. The war took everything from me, my family, my home, my art, but not my purpose. We are not victims. We are not numbers. We are seeds. And even in the rubble, we rise. So don't look away. Don't let our stories fade in silence. Stand with us, not in pity, but in purpose. Again, my name is Izzeddin Lulu, a medical doctor from Gaza, and this is what I build from the ashes.